What's going on, guys? Before I get into the cross-country cars, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this. This is going to be a new series that I'm coming out with. It's the best thing that I could find that is the closest to ranked racing, and it's through the community, which is awesome. It's a community-based, and it's 1 hour of racing. I'll leave a link into their YouTube down below so you can follow them. So let's get right into this first. So what I'm going to be using for my cross-country track is the Ikbalam cross-country circuit. And here's my B-class tune or time. The first one I have is the 1970 Scout 800A International Scout. This car actually holds a very near and dear place to my heart. When my mom met my stepdad, he actually had 3 of these things just sitting in the backyard. One worked, the other ones were just parts cars. It was pretty cool to work on that kind of stuff with them, and it's actually what made me into a car guy. I mean, I'm not like the most accurate on timelines with cars, you know, like what car came out first, what came out later. I just have like a few cars in my mind that I hold near and dear, and this is definitely one of them. The reason why this car is on the list is not because of my affinity towards it, it's because it just has a great handling. It's just really good at handling, it's really good at acceleration, and you can just pretty much count on this thing to do anything you need it to do, whether it be going through water, taking turns, all that good stuff. So if you guys want to try this car, try it. Careful for that corner right there, because you can smack the hell out of it, and then the next lap is just completely ruined. So let's get into the next car, which is another 70s model, which is 1970 Jimmy, GMC Jimmy. There's a share code. This car reminds me a lot of the Bronco, the Ford Bronco, and it's probably because it's around the same time that, you know, like all the car lines have, like, we're really trying to like just be completely identical with each other, because one car was selling so amazingly, so another car was just like, oh yeah, another manufacturer was just like, we gotta make this car. So it just reminds me of that. Obviously it's not a Ford, it's a GMC, but this car is also one of those cars that's just really good in the game, because it has so much weight down on it that it just sticks to the ground. It doesn't slide. The power actually sticks, which is amazing, because you could actually turn it and it's more responsive than a lightweight car. And that's what you kind of want in a off-road car. You kind of want it to be more responsive. Lightweight cars are really good at acceleration, but when it comes to turning, they kind of just slide around. So it's kind of like the opposite you want on the road. So give this car a try as well. Now let's get into the last car, which is obviously the car I've been racing the whole time, the 1976 CJ5 Jeep. This is the car that it feels like all horsepower, no handling, and that's probably because, you know, it's super light. You kind of just gotta huck it and just start turning. Like you just gotta hit the e-brake and just drift around most of these corners. I try not to, because obviously if you're drifting, you're losing time. It's better to keep traction. But this car, you just point it in the line you want it to go, and just punch it, because that's the fastest way you're gonna get it done. Now all these cars are obviously high clearance cars. You're gonna notice that as the classes get higher, the cars get lower. So I try to give enough basis for everyone's driving style, and this is one of them. You know, all horsepower, no handling. I love it, but I mean, there's no really use for it because there is no B class online, you know, open. Yeah, give it a try if you want to. Let's get into the cars that you guys are most likely going to use. First car I have is the 37 Pro 2 truck, RJ Anderson. It is technically a Polaris truck, but if you're looking for it in the garage, it's going to be under RJ Anderson. So, yeah, I was losing my mind trying to find this car a couple days ago because I was looking under P. I was just like, it's Polaris. I know it's Polaris, but yeah, RJ Anderson has his own car line apparently. This is another one of those cars that's like, it's super good at handling because it's heavy. It's just, since it's heavy, it doesn't have the best top speed, or the best acceleration, I mean. But as you can see, it's still keeping up with the BMW 2002 Turbo, which is not an actual year. It's I think it's like a 76 2002 Turbo. There's some weird stuff behind it, why it's named 2002 Turbo. I just forgot about it. This car I would actually recommend a lot, just because it has good ground clearance, so you can go through the river and not lose your time, and it's actually really good at handling. So give this one a shot. And yeah, as you can see, I beat my old time. That time's not going to stick, by the way. This next one, I'm just going to demolish it right now. 73, that's what it was. 73 2002 Turbo. And this is like, I do like this car. It's just one of those lightweight cars that is just all acceleration, no handling, like I said earlier. But it's consistent. It's consistent enough to not be ridiculous, you know. Like I've seen a lot of people that use just straight horsepower, no tires, no nothing. They just slide everywhere. And honestly, this is like the best of both worlds. It still handles good, but it's not as good as the other cars. I would say if you're comfortable with your driving capability, use this car. If you aren't comfortable with, you know, like turns and braking lines and all that stuff, use the Pro Truck too. This car is more of a intermediate to expert level of driving, just because of how much it slides around. But you know, that doesn't. I'm not trying to like make you say like choose one car or the other. Try this car if you feel comfortable enough with it. The next one is the 2018 X-Class by Mercedes-Benz. This car was amazing in Forza Horizon 4. Like, it was just one of those cars that, like, you go into an online session, it's A-Class cross-country, you're going to see pretty much the whole lobby flood with these things. And it's not as good as it was in Forza Horizon 4, but it's still awesome. It's still a great car to use. It's got enough weight to where it grips down on the corners, and it's got enough horsepower where it can actually excel out of the corners. It's just on this track, there's not enough water to show that it's better than the BMW. I'm not sure how much better it would be if there was a lot more water, but since it has the ground clearance, it will definitely plow through the water faster than the BMW will. So give this car a try, or truck a try. Also watch out for that corner, because if you hit that corner or any of these walls on this little line, your whole next lap is completely screwed. So now let's get into the S1 class. First one I have is the Speed 12 TVR. I actually have this car in my last video, which was the best dirt cars or best mixed surface cars. And it's pretty much the exact same tune, apart from minor differences, you know, like the tire pressure is a little lower, the dampening is a little stiffer. It's just like there's minor things, but I honestly use this tune for both dirt and cross country. So if you already have the dirt tune, this car is completely fine. You can use that tune. I just made a different tune for this one, just so it'd be like a little different and a little bit more focused on cross country. This car, super good, super stable, super fast. It's my favorite car. This is the car I actually picked the whole time, just because I could chuck it into any corner and just be super, what's the word? Just, I trust the car. The next car I have is the 64 GT40 by Ford. It's the MK1. I believe this is the car that you actually have to own a certain amount of cars in Ford to unlock. It's not that hard. Most Fords are fairly cheap. So if you have like $5 million, you can get this car. I'm not sure how much they're going for in the auction house. But yeah, this car, incredibly quick. Probably the quickest one in S1. The handling is just a little bit all over the place. It's not as stable as the TVR, probably because it's a narrower wheelbase by width. So yeah, it feels a little bit more uncontrollable, but when you step on the power, it just goes, and you can see it. Like at the end of this lap, it's just a monster. I might do some more tuning and try to see if I can get it a little bit more stable, but honestly, like this car is amazing. Try it, and if you don't got it, buy it. Last car on this list is the 2016 Trailcat, and I only put it in this list because this car actually, I've seen a lot of people do amazing with this car. I'm not good at driving this car. I think it's like the short wheelbase. The length of the wheelbase is just it's just weird. It grips in a different way that I'm not used to. So yeah, you'll see in this lap that I actually mess up here and there, just because I'm not used to like how this car grips. But I have seen a lot of people like use this car, and honestly, it is a good car. It's very powerful. It's just I don't like how it handles. But you know, I'm not everybody. I can't speak for everybody. Someone might be out there saying like, oh yeah, this car handles freaking amazing. I can't believe you can't race with this thing. Yeah, it's just my style. You know, my style of racing. I'm not used to it. But I'm putting it in here because I know it does well, and you know, you guys gotta try it, because if you guys race differently than me, you probably will love this car. So that's it, guys. That was the 3 classes that I'm gonna put in this one. This is my my creative hub. Follow me. All my tunes I drop before my videos actually come out, probably like a week or 2 before, because I'm testing them. And yeah. And what's next? Oh yeah, the tour. So before I even update the next videos saying what cars are best for road, blah blah blah, all that other stuff, I'm gonna be doing the tour and going through all the list of that stuff. So be ready for that. And on that note, guys, I'll catch you later.